Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us for our Detox Your Home, Detox Your Life class. We a lot of this, if you're familiar with Young Living and you've been around, you might know a lot of this, and maybe hopefully you'll learn some new things, and maybe we can learn from you. But we're going to go ahead and get started. We have guests. We have a guest in person, and then we have most of you online. So we're so glad that we have Zoom for situations like this. This is very, very cool. And there's somebody in. So Tiffany's going to pop up and let people in on the waiting room if you're wondering what she's doing every once in a while, or we'll just take turns.
Hi.
So I just wanted to share really quickly. First of all, my name's Gina Lichtenberger. If I haven't met you, hello. I am the leader of the Essential Families team, and Tiffany is living life to the fullest. And we kind of like to do things together a lot. But I got started with oils a long time ago, 2012, to solve, I had some major health issues that I was trying to tackle for myself. And then it trickled into the rest of my family. Some people go in the opposite order. A lot of people get started because of their kids, which was a great and noble reason to start. I was just in such pain and just a lifetime of stuff that I was dealing with that I needed to take care of myself so that then I could focus on taking care of everyone else. The one thing that I never really put together is that I was already on this journey for toxin-free living even before I found out about Young Living essential oils. I was already noticing how things in my life were affecting me or my kids. I'm one of those people that I could never use laundry detergent that was scented, fragrance to laundry detergent. It broke out my skin really badly. My babies, whenever, my first couple were born, I didn't know anything about anything. Toxin-free living, any of that stuff. But I did notice that diapers that were scented or fragranced, any kind of laundry stuff, or especially fabric softener, those things broke us all out. So I just knew those were not good for us. And I didn't know that it was doing anything to the insides of our bodies, but I just knew we got a rash from it. So I'm like, that's bad. We're not going to do that anymore. And then we lived in Arizona for a time, and this was still pre any kind of trying to change our life. And we had a scorpion infestation problem, like really bad problem. So I was like, bring in the big guns, bring all the toxic pest control. I was having them come try. I mean, we saw 70 scorpions in the home in like a month, like when we first moved in there, and it was terrifying. My kids were all really little.
That's terrifying.
It was very scary. None of us got stung. I can't believe. I mean, there was a lot of prayer, lots of prayer that went on, but none of us got stung the whole time we were there. My mom did. She lived across town, but we didn't. But what I did notice using these toxic pest control companies is that my kids would wake up every time they would come to spray. Of course, we would be gone for the day, and then we would come home. The next morning, they would wake up and they would have dark circles under their eyes. A lot of times they would have runny noses. They would literally just look like zombies. And I'm like, I can tell, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this that's not good for our kids. Like they're breathing in these toxins. We need to do something different. So I started asking everyone I knew in town, and they told me about a pest control company there that only used essential oils. It's still pre-Young Living, pre-using essential oils on my body or anything like that. But that was the turning point for us. So they started coming and spraying with oils, which first off, my kids never had those runny noses or dark circles under their eyes anymore. Second off, we got rid of the problem. I wouldn't say that it killed the scorpions, but neither did the heavy duty stuff, because scorpions are tough to kill. They always say, like, if after Armageddon, like there's going to be like scorpions and roaches left on the planet because they're like just super hard to kill. But anyway, it repelled them and it worked. And so I started thinking about this, and I started thinking, wow, there's got to be other ways to deal with things besides using toxic chemicals. Fast forward, we're already using oils. We're already into this lifestyle. We're committed. We've already studied all of this stuff. And then I have my fifth baby, who's 7 now, and she at a very young age started having seizures. And we made a quick correlation to pesticides that are sprayed on your yard, because it was during a time that everybody in our neighborhood was spraying pesticides. It was like beginning of spring, the first time that she had her seizure. And then she also had another one the next week at school when the teacher used the spray Lysol. So we made a very quick connection between chemicals and neurological issues. So we're super passionate about it. I know it goes far beyond skin. Like sometimes people think skin is the only thing that we have to worry about. We do have to worry about that, but it goes far beyond that. And that's why I'm passionate about it. Also, from struggling with infertility for several years, I know that that environmental stuff has a lot to do with that. So I'm super passionate about it. And it's kind of hard to go very, very back to the basics, but it's really good it's a good reminder to get back into like why we did this in the first place, and that there's real truth in it, real science behind it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm Tiffany. I am the leader of the Living Life. So I'm so glad you guys are here. This is kind of a heavy class. So I just want you to know, like when you start digging into this, it can feel super overwhelming. It really can. And so I want you to know that our heart is for you to feel empowered, not to get overwhelmed. We have super simple steps. We're going to put a graphic in the chat in a little bit that you guys can print out. We also have plans that just walk you through month by month to make this as simple as possible. And so I just want you to know, as we cover all of these things and get into it, that we're not trying to overwhelm you or terrify you. We're actually trying to empower you that you can make the changes that you and your family need. My stories, I have 6 kids, 3 of them have chronic illnesses, and that is what led me into more natural health. We started focusing on food first, and then as I realized what like red dyes or any dyes in food, things that were in food that I was just alarmed at, and how much it was in and what it was doing to our family, just kind of led through starting to look into other toxins and things. So we've had lots of things from I have a daughter with horrible eczema, and just switching out the bath care products that we used. And I was even buying like some what you think are pure clean brands from the store. You know, and switching them out to the Young Living brand completely got rid of the eczema. So we've seen, you know, some asthma completely go away, eczema completely go away. We have lots of testimonies and stories. And I know a lot of you on here have actually been in Young Living for a while. And so we would love for you in the chat to share your stories or testimonies of what ditching some of these chemicals and switching to more natural things have done for you. We love to hear stories. So first, I want you to know what we're going to talk about is we're going to learn why some of the chemicals are harmful. We're going to highlight how they affect us and where they can be found. We're going to discuss, again, simple strategies for detoxing your home and your body. And hopefully you will see by the end of this class why reducing the toxic chemicals is a very easily attainable health goal for you, and one that you can easily start today. So like she said, whether we like it or not, there's chemicals literally all around us. So I think maybe 50 years ago, our home was a safe environment, and that's completely changed. But we are the gatekeepers of our home. We can decide what comes in and out, and we can make that change ourselves and decide that our home will again be a safe place. The problem, I think, is it's the accumulation of toxins from the multiple places that we're getting them. So, you know, it started out as, okay, well, they're going to monitor and say, this is a healthy level in this is a healthy level in this. But then when there's a quote unquote healthy level in every single thing that you're putting on your body, it isn't getting out of our bodies like it should. And our bodies are made amazingly. Our liver is amazing, but it wasn't designed to get rid of as much as it's in contact with on a daily basis. And so us eliminating and reducing the toxic overload on our bodies helps with so many things. As I kind of already said, food has changed. It's different. In our food, we have aspartame, we have high fructose corn syrup, we have MSG, we have food coloring, preservatives, polysorbate 60, BHA, and tons of other things that are in there. Our yards, we're using pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, fertilizers. They're being sprayed all over our food. And then our homes are filled with chemicals too. Like I said, it's in our cleaners, it's in our personal care products, it's in our cosmetics, it's in our pots and pans. So when we have something, again, in every single little area that we're putting on our bodies or in our bodies or breathing in our bodies are getting so overwhelmed. And this is why natural health is really so important. So I'm going to give some pretty sobering statistics for you. The number 2 cause of death in the United States is cancer. Cancer expenditures in 2011 were $88 billion. 1,620 people a day die of cancer. There are 10,000 new cases a year among children. 1 in 3 cases in the US are directly linked to a poor diet, to physical activity, weight, and chemical exposure. The American Cancer Society says only 5 to 10% of all cancer cases are from a gene defect, 5%. So that means that 95% of cancer cases are actually under our control. It's what we allow into our bodies and in our homes. The National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health studied 2,983 ingredients in our products in our homes, and they found that 884 are toxic ingredients. 314 of them are known to cause biological mutations. 218 cause reproductive problems. This is the reason we have a huge rise in infertility. It is absolutely the reason. 778 were toxic to the human body. 146 they knew for a fact caused cancer tumors, but they are allowed in the United States. Even though those chemicals are banned in most other countries in the world, it is legal to use them in the United States in products. They cause eye irritation. They cause so many things, and even organic cleaners that were off of the counter have been shown to have carcinogens in them as well. It's important to know that 26 seconds after exposure, chemicals are found in a measurable amount in the human body. So the average woman applies over 300 different chemicals to her body every single day, and 80 of those are before she's even had breakfast. The top 10 most dangerous chemicals in our home are air fresheners, like plug-ins or candles. Cleaning supplies are actually the second on the list. They go on your counters, floors, and toilets, and you're in contact with them and you're breathing them in. Drain cleaners, oven cleaners, furniture polish, dishwasher detergent, dish soap, all of those are on the list. Beauty supplies and personal care products, that's your hairspray, gel, shampoo, deodorant. Deodorant is crucial, man. Deodorant with aluminum is actually the leading cause of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease in the United States. One of the very top pollutants is our laundry soap, which she kind of already talked about, but laundry soap and the fragrance in it and fabric softener. So horrible. So we put them on our clothes, and then our clothes sit on our bodies all day, and they sit in the closet and outgas into our rooms all night. It's a very important information, and that information is from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. You can look it up online. They have the top 10 killer household chemicals that they did a study on. Again, they did not make them illegal though. They just study it. So what happens though is these things cause, yes, it can result in cancer, but way before it gets to cancer, it's causing a lot of issues. It can cause chronic inflammation in the body. It can cause asthma. It can cause allergies. It can cause eczema. It can cause unexplained pain. We had a lady on our team who had horrible joint pain, and just switching out what she was using in the shower, her soap, with a Young Living soap, she completely got rid of her joint pain, just doing that one change. It causes sleep trouble, fibromyalgia, inability to focus, ADD type behavior, adult acne, hormone issues. A lot of these chemicals are estrogen mimicking. And so our bodies think we're making more estrogen, and then that creates a whole multitude of issues with the rest of our hormones. They create hot flashes, stress, anxiety, fear. All of these things can be linked to over chemical exposure in our bodies and toxins. But like I said, the good news is that we can control what we allow in. No one's going to be 100% perfect on this. And so I always say shoot for like the 80-20 rule, but knowing what we come in contact with outside of the home, I try to control everything that's inside the home. So we don't have plugins, we diffuse oils because those are good for you. We watch what goes in and on our bodies and our home to make sure that the majority of our time spent there is in a clean, healthy environment. If you guys have questions, you can put them in the chat as well. Yeah. Okay. So when, I already talked about that, sorry. So we want to slowly start to ditch the products that are causing issues. And we want to work on, like, anytime we're trying to detox, a lot of people want to start with detoxing our bodies, but I always say you have to detox the chemicals on them. Because if you're doing a detox, but you're just putting things on and in your body, it's really not effective. You're just wasting money. So there's no reason to do a physical body detox if you're continuing to overload your body with these chemicals. And so we want to help you guys work first through the home and what you can get rid of. And Young Living makes this very, very easy to do, like I said, and then we'll talk about doing it with our bodies.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to add to that is that we will have people come to us all the time. And I mean, I was even the same way in the beginning, like with their symptoms. I'm having digestive issues. I'm having brain fog. I'm having hormone issues. Like, what oils or supplements do I need to take? And every single one of us needs to take a step back and say, what is in your environment first? What is in my environment? Because I always use the illustration of, like, you can't like get a McDonald's Happy Meal and put it on a table and then pour some supplements and oils on top of it and all of a sudden make it turn into something healthy. And that's basically what you're trying to do to your body if you, like she said, if you don't go about it and cleaning your environment out first. I will admit that, I mean, I kind of did that backwards too, but I just didn't know. So that's one of the reasons that we're passionate. And another reason that we're passionate about educating you guys about this and one another is, like she said, it's still, we may know these things, the government may study these things, we may have the proof, but it's still not illegal in the United States. So we have to step up and we have to share this information, where once we know better, then we do better, and we want to help other people do better. So speaking of that, we are so fortunate to be a part of Young Living, because we have, I mean, almost every single thing we can literally ditch and switch using Young Living products. And why would we choose Young Living over some of the ones that we can get at the grocery store, some, or at the, like, at Whole Foods or whatever? So we've already talked about how there are toxins in every single, almost everything that we use on our bodies and our homes every single day: shampoos, air fresheners, all that kind of stuff. But Young Living has created over 600 products to help us in all of these ways and equip us in everything that we need to do to feel empowered. And it takes time, like she said, one thing at a time, one step at a time. But they are literally the only company to back their items with the seed to seal quality commitment. It's higher than organic. Organic only has a certain amount of standards that it has to meet, and seed to seal is even farther beyond that. They take it so seriously. Here are just some of the guidelines that Young Living goes through. They use plant material that's grown on corporately owned farms or carefully vetted from partner farms, and you can visit all of their farms and partner farms. We visited several of their farms, and it's true. They have sustainable farming and sourcing practices, providing the purest oil. They take really good care to take care of the natural resources. Even whenever they're harvesting, like if you go to a harvest and they're harvesting trees, then they are serious about the reforestation process. So they'll harvest the trees, and then they'll also send you out on a truck, and they have all these little holes dug, and then you get to actually like plant the trees there. They're going to take care of that ground. They're going to repopulate it. The oil, let's see. They hand weed fields, and they use 0 pesticides. I don't know of any company who can say that, literally. The oils retain all their natural constituents and beneficial properties. They have the use of food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods. They use low pressure and low temperature distillation without the use of solvents and synthetic chemicals. This is huge. That is one of the biggest differences in our oils compared to any other oil on the market. They may say that they're organic. They may, because of the loose restrictions on that, they probably solvents were used, synthetic chemicals were used in the process, even if they weren't added directly to it, which a lot of times they do add things directly to it. There's rigorous testing on each batch by internal labs and third-party facilities. I've been around Young Living, and you have too, probably long enough to see them get rid of entire batches of oil that has come in because they've tested it and it wasn't up to their standards, to the point of being willing to make a whole bunch of people mad because they had to wait to get whatever product, it was out of stock because they just won't take it. They just won't. They are carefully reviewed through every single step of production in order to meet or exceed industry safety and purity standards beyond organic, like I said. If the oils don't meet these standards, they're rejected. They will not be bottled. Sometimes people buy them back from them. I mean, other companies end up using them, but Young Living will not. Let's see. You can, and then also, I mean, we all know this, you can have the products delivered straight to your door. So you don't have to go, you don't have to go to the store to get them. And you don't have to sell anything to get them. You can just simply be a customer. It's worth it to sell them and help to get your stuff paid for, but
I think I get super mad when I start to talk about this, but the reason it's so important to know your company is what we call greenwashing. And if you haven't heard of greenwashing, you can even look it up, but it means that companies are allowed to label products in a way that is completely like it's just deceptive. And so they will put pure on something. They can totally do that. They can put herbal and it's not herbal. They can even label like a shampoo or a body wash organic if just the packaging is organic, not if what's inside of it is organic. So I just get furious when I think about, because before Young Living, I was already trying to do these things and buying really well-known brands, spending more, but now that I go back and look at them, they weren't actually clean products. So there's a whole section now and it'll say none of this, none of that, none of this. And you look on the back though, and it has other stuff that is really bad. I think the whole Johnson & Johnson, where they knew for a fact that their products were causing ovarian cancer in females and continued to put them out there. They didn't take them off. They didn't do anything. They were in court. They ended up having to pay millions of dollars out in a lawsuit for that. All they did was change their branding from the pink bottle to a pure bottle, took out one chemical, and then they did a whole greenwashing commercial marketing thing showing how they're pure, but they really hadn't taken out the chemicals that were causing harm. And so I could say that same scenario for about 20 companies you guys know the names of. It's so well documented, but to them it's like, well, we made $1 billion, so we don't mind paying out 2 million. And so it is really, for most companies, about profit. One thing I love about Young Living is, like Gary Young always said, it is people before profit. And so even if we lose $1 million because we don't let that oil through because it didn't pass one of our 13 tests that it has to pass, I don't care. I'm not putting something that we can't put our name on out into people's homes just for money. And so it's just really important to know that also a lot of those brands are now bought. So like, maybe used by Mrs. Myers, that has now been bought by other companies. They don't change the branding, but they do change what's inside of it. So you have to be constantly looking, because several of those well-known organic brands have now been bought by companies that do not care at all. And they continue to put them out there like they're clean, and they are not clean. They are absolutely not clean products. So it is just so crucial to trust the company. And I was exhausted before Young Living, looking everything up, having to read every single ingredient on every single item that came into our home, trying really hard. And it was the full-time job, honestly. And so the beauty and the simplicity of Young Living is I trust them. We've been to so many farms. I've watched their processes that I 100% trust them. And so I don't have to, scour every single little thing. I know if it comes from them, I can trust it. Just such a blessing. Okay, so the first step in ditching the junk. And so we're going to talk about just a few ingredients. Again, they're like, we could literally go over 200 different chemicals and all the things they do, but it would take us like, 2 weeks to do that. So we're just going to go over some basics. Formaldehyde, it's a preservative that is often seen in lotions, cosmetics, and actually in baby wipes. Great, huh? It is a known carcinogen and can cause skin and respiratory irritations. Phthalates are a group of chemicals found in personal care products and many plastics and vinyls. They affect your endocrine system, your reproductive health, and even can potentially cause cancer as well. VOCs are volatile organic compounds, are gases that are emitted into the air. They're found in some building materials, home and personal care products, gasoline, and even things like glue and permanent markers. Breathing these can cause eyes, nose, and throat irritation, as well as difficulty breathing and nausea. They can even damage the central nervous system and other organs, and they've been shown to cause cancer. If you can smell it, it's going into your body. I mean, it's that simple.
So can I share something really quick about VOCs? Something that really shocked me about VOCs. I mean, it's a huge deal now, especially with furniture stores like IKEA and just really quickly made furniture. And I'm not judging anybody who has IKEA furniture. I have IKEA furniture too, but I was shocked to find out how horrible it is for you in your home if you don't. I mean, you need to let it off gas. So if you do get furniture, if you do it really any furniture, unless it's like solid wood, real leather, and even that's a lot of times been treated with chemicals. You need to open all, like when you're bringing new furniture into the home, you need to open all the windows and doors. And one good thing to do is to diffuse purification oil, because it helps to neutralize that stuff too. So, but you need to get out. You need to get out of the house. If you get a new mattresses are notorious for being some of the worst off-gassing things in our homes. And we sleep on them every night. Like we're on our beds, like more than we're really anywhere else. So you need to off gas those. If you get one, put it in the garage for a while, off gas it. That's just kind of an aside, but these are things that I didn't know. There's simple steps that you can take to get some of those toxins out.
Sodium lauryl sulfate, which is SLS, and sodium lauryl sulfate, which is SLES. These are surfactants that are commonly used as emulsifying cleaning agents in household cleaning products. They're in laundry detergents, spray cleaners, and dishwasher detergent. In other words, they keep things mixed up and help them create lather. Sometimes they are synthetically derived and have the potential to cause skin irritation. We have ethanolamines. I can never say them all. MEA, it'll be on the thing is MEA, DEA, and TEA. And they're found in many household and personal care products and have been linked to organ system toxicity, bioaccumulation, and even cancer. And triclosan is found in many antibacterial soaps, hand sanitizers, and detergents, as well as toothpaste, deodorants, cosmetics, plastics, and more. It can affect the thyroid and endocrine system and was recently banned by the FDA to be used in antiseptic washes, but it can still be found in your toothpaste. Why is it just and your cosmetics? I love this. So, well, we can't put it in that wash, but go ahead and put it in your mouth every day, right? Like grab your toothpaste if you still use Crest or something and turn it over, because it tells you cannot ingest it at all. Like but it's in your mouth. You're getting it into your body. And so the triclosan can be found also in like furniture, kitchenware, clothing, toys. And like she said, I'm sure all of you have like ordered a shirt or something and open it up and just had like a nasty smell from it. You're like, what in the world? Like that's what we're talking about. So that immediately needs to go outside, air out, let it go off, etc. And then fragrance. So this is really crucial. Fragrance can appear on a label and contain any list of ingredients, and the company is not required to disclose it. Fragrance is considered a trade secret, and so they are allowed to put anything they want in there and just put fragrance, and you have no idea what's actually going on or in your body. So it could have just horrible ingredients, and like it's in obviously all fabric softeners have it, almost all laundry detergents have it, perfumes have it, the majority of any personal care product has it. And so it's really important to avoid anything that says fragrance on it. And this really is like a very, very short list that we have, because like I said, it can get so overwhelming going over and over all of them. But we're going to talk more about the solutions for things.
Okay, so Michelle typed in the chat. She shared a guide for ditching and switching. It's like 5 simple swaps for cleaner living. It tells you what to ditch and switch. If you want to click on that and print it off, we really do. I mean, it's pretty comprehensive. Just these 5 simple things would make a huge difference. So instead of plugins, you can use the diffuser, just like Tiffany said. Instead of using conventional makeup, we have Savvy Minerals makeup. Instead of using conventional household cleaners, you can use Thieves for literally every single thing in your house. It's funny, I was telling her the other day, my son several years ago did a test with Thieves. He ordered Petri dishes with E. coli and all this stuff, and he did a test with Thieves, and he can't find like his actual test results. It was really cool. He can't even find the pictures right now, but he has a friend who's giving him a hard time about Young Living right now. I don't even know why. It's so funny that teenagers, to me, like they are like the things that they argue about, but that he's giving him a hard time about Thieves isn't real. Like that's not true. And so he just ordered a bunch more Petri dishes, and he's going to do another test just to prove to him that it works, because it does. We have a girl on our team who literally was like, I am going to order the stuff that they use. Who is it that goes into what is it? Who goes into restaurants to make sure that they're clean? It's not the FDA, it's the
OSHA.
Yeah, OSHA. Why, whoever, who goes to make sure that their kitchens are clean. So she ordered all of that, like a kit that they would use like to do that. And she literally put like chicken grossness all over her counter, like from raw chicken. And she tested a regular antibacterial cleaner against Thieves, and Thieves won. Like Thieves worked and the other one didn't. So Thieves for everything. Thieves for windows, Thieves for toilets, Thieves for everything. We just add a little, like I'll add baking soda for toilets or for the bathtub, just to have a scouring effect. But other than that, it's just about dilution. So with the windows, I just diluted a little bit more, but literally use it for every single thing. That was the easiest switch. And the coolest thing about that is that it's so stinking cheap. It's like $1. It ends up being like $1 a bottle, which you can't even get like toxic chemical cleaner for $1 a bottle.
Yeah, because you buy a bottle and then you just use like a cap or 2 capfuls. You buy like a concentrated bottle.
Yeah.
And so by the time you're making your individual cleaners, it's like $1 a bottle.
So funny story about that. I owned a cleaning company. Like when I very first started using Young Living, I wasn't doing Young Living as a business yet, but I decided to start a cleaning company. And I was passionate about, if this is going to be, we called it the Clean House Company, and it was only going to be non-toxic products. So I literally made my own cleaner with Dr. Bronner's and vinegar and like just essential oils like that I got in big bottles, which I don't even know if they were good, but it was so, I could have used Thieves the whole time, but I had not done the math. Math is not my strong suit. So like I thought Thieves has got to be so much more expensive than this. I was literally spending like 2 to 3 times as much making my own cleaner, and I could have just used Thieves on all of those homes. So I mean, it's crazy. And it would have smelled so much better. I mean, Thieves, I love it whenever I have someone clean my house twice a month. And when I come home and the whole house just smells like Thieves, it's the best. So also we have laundry soaps. Like she said, laundry soap and fabric softener are like 2 of the worst. The laundry room is the most toxic room in the house. It really is. So we have laundry soap. We have Thieves laundry soap. And then conventional supplements, believe it or not, conventional supplements might be a source of toxicity for you. I mean, you just never know. It's always best to get a whole food source, but like when I say whole food, I mean like a food-based source, but and Young Living, most of Young Livings are food-based as well, but Young Living has almost every supplement that you could possibly want. So you can switch your supplements out and know that you're taken care of. Something that's really super cool too with Young Living is that we have the option to have a subscribe to save, where we have our wellness boxes every single month, and you don't have to get the same thing every month, but you can plan ahead a little bit. And there's either the 1, 2, or 3 month option. So you can plan that far ahead if you want, or you can just like know what I'm not that great about doing that. I just kind of keep everything in there that I normally order, and then I'll go through like right before it's about to process, and I'll hit skip on the ones that I don't need that month. But if you are in subscribe to save, whether you have spent $100 or not, you automatically get 24% off all of your products, which is very, very cool. And you don't have to be a distributor. There was, back in the day, you had to be a distributor in order to get that discount, and now you don't. So there's 600 oils and products that you can choose from to build your subscribe to save. And over time, not doing it all at once. I'm kind of an all or nothing girl. So like I'm just going to admit there have been times that I have literally gone through, like, we're on a new kick. We're not ever going to eat, this anymore. We're only going to have organic, and like throw every single thing away. Or like with my cleaners or whatever, like I'll do it all at once. And then I'm like, why did I do this? I have to buy it all at once. Don't learn from me and don't do that. Just like decide like one room at a time, or start with the laundry room if nothing else, or just start with thieves cleaner if nothing else, and build those boxes out. Let's see.
You also, if you get on there, you get loyalty rewards. So you'll get a present from Young Living every 3 months, and then you get points back. So you'll actually earn back like a Young Living bank full of money that you can spend on other products. So it doesn't just give you a discount, it gives you points back so that you can get more products into your home.
Yeah, and don't forget to check that. I went in to help someone change the order the other day, and they had like $450 in credits, like 9 credits, but in reward points. And I was like, hey, you want some free stuff? It's done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have discussed how to replace those items, or how to keep those replacement items coming, we're going to walk through some of the popular things you're going to be ordering. We still absolutely love the oils that come in the premium starter kit. If you're familiar with that, those are just kind of the everyday oils that you're going to find yourself using. Every home needs Thieves, not just Thieves cleaner, but Thieves oil. I mean, it's really important. That was the game changer for our family, from having our kids sick from like October to March to hardly ever sick. And if one of them gets sick, they don't all get sick, was just simply diffusing Thieves every single night. We also put it in our Ninja in the morning, and I'll put it on their spines. When I remember, I used to be so much more diligent when they were little, and I could just line them all up and do it. They're not that little anymore, and so I have to chase them down. Sometimes I throw in oils on them or whatever, but just diffusing in the home and diffusing overnight while they sleep is awesome. Tiffany has taught me a trick too that I started when I remember, diffusing before they even wake up in the morning. And so one of her daughters has the job of filling the diffusers, and the other kids are still asleep, and she'll go in there in the morning and fill the diffusers and turn them on. So while they're waking up, while they're getting ready, they're breathing the Thieves in, or whatever else you're wanting to diffuse for that day. During spring and fall, be great to diffuse allergy oils and things like that. The next 3 on this list were lemon, lavender, and peppermint, which are very, very great for the season that we're walking into, all 3 of them. Lemon's uplifting and cleansing, lavender's calming and cleansing, peppermint is invigorating and cooling. All of those will help wake people up, and also help you to breathe better, and help your body to acclimate to all the different changing flowers and things in the air. So Stress Away is one of our favorites that I miss. I haven't had Stress Away in a while. I miss it. Someone had it the other day, and I was like, I forgot how much I love this.
So good.
It's so good. Citrus Fresh is super refreshing and boosts your mood. Peace and Calming is balancing and grounding. All these oils are super popular. Frankincense, I think every home has to have frankincense. It's just the go-to for every single thing. So is lavender. As far as, we call it the Swiss Army knife of oils. So when in doubt and you don't know what to use lavender or frankincense is what I always say. Let's see.
I think I used to be a candle addict. Like I loved my home to smell good. So I had all those Yankee candles. Just like now I couldn't even do it. Like the further away you get from it, the more you can see the effect on your body. It's like you were so overloaded. I didn't even know how bad it was. I just thought like itchy eyes was my norm, like I didn't even realize it. But I love the fact that like when you're diffusing oils, you're not just replacing bad things like plugins or candles or Scentsy or all of those things that we've used because we want it to smell homey. Like, so we're using it to smell homey, but they're giving our body a good benefit. So I love the fact that all of these things that when you're switching them out, since they have essential oils in them, you're not just getting rid of the toxins, you're actually putting something that cleans your cells out, that all oils are detoxifying, that help restore your body, that help support your immune system. And so you're getting rid of the bad, but then you're also putting in something that highly benefits your body as well. Like that's one thing I love about it. And I will say that every single time someone comes in my home, they tell me my home smells amazing and that they wish their home could smell that way. And no one ever did that when I had candles going all the time, ever. And we've switched out perfumes and all of those things too. And it's the same thing. I get complimented way more with essential oils on how I smell than when I did use toxic perfumes or Bath and Body and all of those things.
You? It just cracked me up when you said that. My mom got a gift the other day from my grandma. My grandma's so sweet. She's precious and she loves oils. I always give her oils, but she got my mom some lotion from Bath and Body Works, and she was like, "And you'll be so excited because it has essential oils in it." She was so excited that she got the. So neither of us had the heart to say anything about it. But it's not the same. It's fragrance.
Right.
So yeah, the diffuser is, I mean, if you don't have a diffuser, you need to get a diffuser. Like Young Living, all of Young Living's diffusers are amazing. There, you can also get some great diffusers on Amazon now. But when we first signed up, I don't know about you, but it didn't come with a diffuser. Like it came with a coupon for $20 off of a diffuser. And so I went almost an entire year without a diffuser. I just used oils topically and internally, like for that whole entire time. And that was whenever the turning point when my friend was like, "You're not diffusing thieves in your kids' rooms every night. Like, what are you doing?" Emily Anderson, she had one diffuser. And at the time, I mean, she's still the most frugal person I know, but she literally would set a timer and she had one diffuser. She would move it. She would set it in one kid's room.
That's what I
and
would
diffuse.
do.
You did?
Oh yeah.
For like a couple of hours and then move it to the next kid's room and then move it to the next kid's room. Okay, that's a lot of work.
That's what I did. Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Now I just have a diffuser in every room. But yeah,
me
at
too.
first I was like, well, everyone needs them. So I would just set an alarm and move them so that everybody got a little bit.
Well, and back then too, you couldn't get diffusers anywhere else, really.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So safety and usage, we get that question a lot. I am super liberal with my oils, and I mean, I don't worry about them at all. I say pay attention to what your intuition is telling you and also just how you react. But we usually start with 3 to 10 drops in the diffuser, like full of water, and a variety of oils. You wouldn't put 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of lemon, 10 drops of peppermint, like 10 drops total in the diffuser, or else it's going to be way too strong.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt you probably, but it's just going to be way too strong.
Yeah. And some of the oils like thieves, if they're warmer oils, if you put them on, they can cause just burning. So you might want to dilute them. But I will say that if you're putting oils on and having a sensitivity, it's the toxin products stuck in your skin almost always. And so again, switching out those other things helps purify, because oils will always try to pull toxins out. And so if there is any sensitivity, it's a good indication that you have a toxic overload in your body.
Right. Or if you put it on your face or something and you've put some kind of regular foundation or makeup on that has some of these other products in them that essential oils will destroy, that you could have a skin sensitivity to that too. So you have to be careful. Another thing about it, a lot of you probably know this, but just in case you don't, especially now that we're walking into spring, a lot of oils have photosensitivity, but mostly citrus oils do. So like if you're doing the lavender, lemon, peppermint and you're rolling it on your sinuses, don't go out in the sun. Like don't go out in the sun immediately, because it can cause you to sunburn, because it's cold pressed from the rinds of the citrus fruits, and the rinds are designed by God to attract the sun. So it's going to attract the sun to your skin, and we don't want to see that. So what I do if I'm using, so we'll use lemon or something like that on blemishes. We use it at night though, before we go to bed. We don't do it in the morning whenever we know we're going to be out and about in the sunshine.
Okay, so just like we said, Young Living has over 600 different products. There's no way we can go through all of them, but we've kind of gone through this list of getting rid of plugins and diffusers. Makeup is a big one, guys. Makeup has lead in it. And so heavy toxic overload metal or heavy metal toxic overload has been shown to also, that's why the aluminum causes Alzheimer's. It's actually any metal. It's just that the deodorant that we have aluminum in it is how we're getting it in the most. So if you think about it, we're putting it on our arms, we're sweating, the pores, we're taking it even more. And so it's important to look at heavy metals and what's in it. And for some reason, there is a lot of lead in most conventional makeups. And so that's one reason that makeup is a really big one. And so switching to a mineral makeup is really good for you. And we have Savvy Minerals makeup. And then we already talked about household cleaners. The laundry, I want to talk about, we have lotions and we have lotions for babies, kids, and adults. They are all formulated without parabens, without sulfates, without phthalates, no synthetic fragrance, no added color at all. They are all infused with Young Living essential oils, and they have everything we have is backed by the Seed to Seal commitment. It's also, I think, important to know that all Young Living products are highly concentrated. So like their lavender lotion, you just need a little bit, and or any of their lotions, I just use the lavender most, you just need a little bit, goes a long way. Our toothpaste. So this one was hard for me at first, the fluoride. And I know some people are like, wait, what? And I always have hygienists argue this is up to you. I would recommend searching it and really looking into it. But fluoride has been shown to cause neurotoxic behavior. And so again, we're putting it in our kids' mouths as their brains are developing. It's also really been shown, there's a lot of studies that show that it doesn't prevent tooth decay at all. And it might actually lead to tooth decay later on. And so we've chosen not to use fluoride. And so we use the Young Living toothpaste. They have one for kids, and then they have several for adults, and none of them contain fluoride. They're free of peroxides, as well as parabens, phthalates, mineral oils, synthetic perfumes, dyes. They have no artificial color, flavors, no preservatives. And then they too have oils infused in them. I will tell you that we rarely have cavities in our family with 6 kids, which is like, and I mean, yeah, we don't drink a lot of Coke and things like that too, so that benefits, but every dentist we go to is always shocked that we don't use fluoride. And they're like, your kids' teeth are better than any kids. Like one dentist was like, I don't understand. I give my kid extra fluoride and he has like 10 times the cavities your kids have. And I was like, no, I mean, maybe that's why. So we've had better luck. We like really getting rid of fluoride toothpaste changed the oral care in our family, and we stopped having reoccurring cavities after that. And then I already talked about the makeup and why that is so crucial or important. Has anyone on here tried the Savvy Minerals makeup? And if so, what do you like about it? Oh yeah, don't put the photosensitive oils and go into the tanning bed. Yeah, and we've got a lot of people with testimonies about the lemon, lavender, and peppermint. That's the allergy trio. We're in Oklahoma, so the wind, like it's hard to not have allergies here. And so that is a common one that we diffuse, and we just make little, like I get little dropper bottles like they gave away last month and fill those up, and then we can just easily put it in there. But it really is a game changer. And I tend to have sneezing fits, and so I will get lavender and put a few drops in my hand, rub it on the inside of my cheeks, and it will immediately stop the sneezing fit that we're having.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about the allergy balm works the best for me personally as a cheek swipe, like, or directly under my tongue.
Or we'll put it in capsules and take it that way as well.
Okay, so we kind of went over all the thieves cleaner stuff, all the thieves soap, thieves cleaner, thieves laundry soap.
Yeah, and she said that she likes to use the baking soda, but we have a new scrub that I love, and it works wonderfully. And yeah, it's my favorite. Like we love it, and I love it too because like one of my girls really likes to clean, which is awesome. But I'm not worried about her using our cleaners, right? So I'm like, sure, go clean the tub or whatever if you want. Whereas if we had Comet or something like that, I would never let her do that, because you could breathe it in and have serious respiratory issues or end up in the hospital from that. So that is also nice, is it's safe around kids, it's safe around pets. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to air your home out after. Anyone can use it. And so that's really great. So let's talk a little bit about supplements. It's interesting that people always think, well, I'm buying supplements, or I have people tell me this all the time, but many conventional vitamins and supplements can be synthetically and legally produced in a lab. So it is not required for supplements to be from a natural form. So what is being shown repeatedly is your body is not uptaking them or utilizing them at all in the same way. It's coming in as a foreign substance instead of coming in as like a whole food source of vitamin. And supplements do not require FDA approval before they're sold or marketed, and their safety is not required to be proven. There's actually been some studies recently where they've gone and pulled supplements off, like Walgreens brand, CVS brand, some other well-known brands. And when they tested them, it's like some of them had none of what it was labeled on there. Like if it was labeled a specific herb or a specific vitamin, it had 0% of that. And almost all of them had heavy metals in them and other chemicals in them. So you're going in, you're spending your money, hoping to benefit your body. You continue to feel like crap and be tired all the time. You don't understand why your blood work isn't changing. It's because that vitamin D you bought on the shelf doesn't have any vitamin D in it. Mm-hmm. And if it does, it's a synthetic version that your body has no idea what or how to use it. So it's really important when you're talking about supplements to make sure that you're getting a brand that your body can uptake and utilize. And all of Young Living's contain essential oils in them. And the beauty of this is that essential oils make your body take them. So essential oils go in. This is just a little chemistry, but they go into your cells and they clean off your cell receptors and basically open the door to your cells. And so whereas even other good brands, if you took them, it would take your body 24 hours to fully uptake all of it, if it could. And usually you can only uptake about 80%. When you take ours, it's been shown that within an hour, you can uptake and utilize 80% of it. So sometimes people are like, well, I can't use this because my doctor said I needed to take 100,000 milligrams of vitamin D or whatever, and this only has this much. But I know from our history and from a lot of our team members that when we take ours, our blood work actually changes faster, because what they're trying to do is give you an over amount so that the 20% your body actually is taking in is the actual number you need. And so when you're taking something that is able to get into your cell and be utilized and it is recognized, then you're able to take a lot less, which actually is way less harmful too for your liver and things like that, because your body is still trying to process them out. And so that's why it's really important to make sure that the supplements you're putting in your body are from a very clean source that are bioavailable for you. We have so many supplements. We have different sections. We have targeted support. We have nutritional supplements. We have female, masculine wellness, digestive wellness. And if you are wondering where to start, we can help you with that. Like both of our groups have some things where you can take some tests and see which thing, but I always say to start with overall wellness first, because even if you're eating a 100% perfect diet, you're probably lacking in some vitamins and minerals just because of the way our food is produced, because of the soil is lacking in minerals. And so it's really important to make sure you just start at the bottom. I'm a huge believer in Master Formula. So Master Formula is a full spectrum complex of vitamins and minerals. It helps with digestive health. It helps neutralize free radicals in the body. It helps with gut support and digestive support, and it helps with hormones. So it is the nutritional thing. It comes in a little packet. It literally has everything you need. If you take that for 90 days, I promise you, you will see a difference. If you take that with drinking Ninja Red, for 90 days every day, you will see a massive difference. Now, we had a call with Dr. Dan Purser, who helped formulate our vitamins. He helped formulate master formula. And he said that he said over and over, good nutrition in makes good hormones out. And since that class, we've had a lot of people do that 90-day challenge of taking the master formula. And we have so many people saying, my blood work is completely normal now. I'm off all of my hormones now. My thyroid is back to normal now. Like, it's truly miraculous. And so I would really encourage you to start there with master formula and then Ninja Red as well. If you don't know about Ninja Red, it's the antioxidant drink that we have. It's delicious. We love it. It has a ton of antioxidants in it. It's a great mineral support. And it has specific essential oils in it that help support the body as well. It's great for eyesight. It's great for circulation. It's great for people with diabetes. It's great for energy level. It helps so much with like blood pressure, blood sugar issues. And you just have to drink an ounce a day. I usually drink 2 ounces a day, but you just have to drink an ounce a day. And so I would always recommend to start there, do that for 90 days. And then if there's still something going on, you could go into more targeted support. Also, I would add to that doing Life 9, because the master formula has prebiotics, which is crucial, but you still want to have a good, healthy probiotic. And Life 9 has potent probiotics. It has 17 billion live cultures with 9 beneficial bacteria strains. These strains have been designed, if you don't know anything about probiotics, part of the problem with a lot of brands is they get ones that compete with each other. So they'll say, oh, we have 17 billion live cultures, but it doesn't matter, because as soon as they get in there, they're competing with each other. Ours is designed by picking the 9 best that work together to support your body. And so it's literally a game changer. Like, this is probably TMI, but I went out of town and I forgot my Life 9. So I bought some probiotics designed for women. I looked at them, read it, looked decent. It was an expensive probiotic, but I needed them because when I travel, I have a hard time staying regular. I did nothing. Those did nothing for me. And I was taking like 4 or 5 of them. Got home, took my one Life 9, and everything went back to completely normal. So like completely regulated. It really is a huge difference than any other probiotic I've had. For kids, we have Mighty Pro, which is a blend of prebiotics and probiotics as well, specific for them. We also have multigreens, which helps with glandular, nervous, circulatory support. I give my kids multigreens every day. We had Omega Gize if you're looking for omega-3 acids, which also has vitamin D in it, and CoQ10. So if you're taking vitamin D, CoQ10, and an omega, then you can get Omega Gize in one pill, get all of those things in one, get it down to one. And then we have a lot of different essential or enzymes. Essential enzyme is one of them. It helps with fat digesting, helps with dairy products, meats, vegetables. And so one thing is our bodies tend to be low in enzymes. So even when we're eating nutritious, we're not necessarily breaking it down and taking in the nutrition, especially if you've had like gallbladder removal or you have any digestive inflammation whatsoever. And then another one of my favorites is Super B. And there's so many people that have the MTHFR mutation, which means that you're not uptaking vitamin B, which means your detox pathways are shut down, which means it's even more crucial for you to make sure you're switching out the products on or in your body, because your body literally cannot take it and get rid of it unless you're supplementing and supporting your body with B vitamins. And so our Super B does that. It's good for anyone, but if you have MTHFR, or if you have any of the signs of that, then you absolutely have to take one, honestly, for the rest of your life. You have to take a B supplement. Anything else? Do we have questions?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
Lauren was sharing about the makeup. I have the liquid foundation. I really like it. She said she hasn't tried the liquid foundation yet, but that she loves the other. And I have not tried the mineral sunscreen as the base yet, but everyone raves about it. So I want to try that. I definitely want to try that. And then I love what you shared, Jennifer, about what you did during chemo. There are people who are constantly asking questions about this in our groups. And I think it's really important. And I would love it if you would share your testimony, because there are a lot of doctors who misunderstand.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be really sensitive. I don't even know how to say it, but like I've had I've had friends who have had their doctor tell them, don't drink Ninja Red because you don't want to take any antioxidants. You don't want to do anything, like you don't want to do anything that's going to rev up your immune system or boost your immune system. And I don't know why they don't understand this concept about how it's adaptogenic, like herbs and oils and foods are adaptogenic. They don't necessarily boost your immune system. They make it function the way that God intended it to function, or whatever it is. This is just like DiGize. If you have diarrhea, or you're constipated, or you're just nauseous, like any of those three things, you get DiGize on your stomach, or you take it in a capsule, and it adapts to what your body needs. So you have diarrhea, it's going to help you to stop going to the bathroom. If you're constipated, it will help you to go to the bathroom. And it's the same thing with our body needs these things. And you're telling me that I'm glad to hear that your doctor likes the fact that you were doing these things.
Well, she said he quickly quit asking. When she told him what he was doing, he quit asking because he didn't think it. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad that you did good. Someone asked about the ultra oral. I do not know why. That's been gone for a really long time. And as a replacement, I would ask you more why you're wanting to take it and start to focus on the why. And then that would help me know better, because I don't know something that's just a total replacement for that.
For what?
The ultra young spray they used to have. It's been gone since before we even started. Life 9 on the fridge, it does say to be refrigerated. I do refrigerate mine, but if I'm going on a trip, I still put it in and don't worry about it and can tell it's still effective. But when I'm at home, I do go ahead and refrigerate it. Yeah, so I would look up that and like your essential oil desk reference and see what else you can find on that. So she said he wasn't happy about her using it, but he knew she wasn't going to quit. Good for you. And you felt better and you did better. I love it.
I mean, the cool thing about our groups, and hopefully any group that you're a part of, I mean, I think you're probably all a part of one of our groups, is that you are not alone on this journey. Like you're a part of a community where we both provide classes, like weekly classes, sometimes daily tips, things like that, so that you can get your hands on information. We have, reference materials, and there's always someone there to help you. So you don't ever have to feel like you're alone. If you don't feel comfortable asking in one of the Facebook groups, then you always have access to some leader. If there's no one else on your team that you have access to ask, you can always ask us, and we will help you find the answer. We love empowering people and helping them come to their own conclusions. I know when I very first started oils, I was trying to solve a major health issue. And so I lived in my desk reference. I lived in it, and I did everything that it said to do. And I mean, I went all in because I was like, this is either gonna work or it's not. I've got to find out in the first couple of months, because I can't afford to do this if it doesn't work. And it worked, but I went all in. I didn't just dabble a little bit. So I became real familiar with those reference materials, and I was so thankful for the community that we all provided for one another. Really, we just all learned alongside one another. Young Living's doing a lot better on their website too, and even more so, we've been promised, like around convention time, there's even going to be more. There are going to be more scientific studies and all kinds of things on the website for you to get education there. And then what else? I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay, Tika, you can message me privately on Facebook and I'll help you look through it. So it's probably the DHEA in it that's helping with the prolactin, and that is in several of our supplements. And so you could take one of those. But if you message me privately, I'll help you work through it and try to figure something else out.
And we know some old school people who've been around forever too, that we can ask, because they probably would know the answer, like why certain, what is the one that has all the DHA in it? The one that I had to back off of? PD8020. PD8020 is a supplement that has it. And then also, I always say that wrong, pregnenolone plus. Is that how you say it? Pregnenolone plus.
Yeah, Pregnenolone plus is a good one that you can use with DHE in it, and it's a cream that rubs on.
Yeah, so Dr. Purser recommends for anyone who has a history of breast cancer in their family or has a history of breast cancer themselves to use the cream and not the PD8020, because the PD8020 has too much or something. I don't remember why.
Yeah, he said that orally ingesting it does something different. So the cream is better if you have it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Anyone else have any questions? Was this helpful? Does anyone feel overwhelmed, or do you guys feel like you can start switching out your home and your products easily?
If we can see anybody.
See.
If anybody has any questions and they want it to unmute or show their screen, they can. Oh, wait, there's some question.
Yeah. Thieves. And if you guys don't have an essential oil desk preference, it's a game changer. So I, like a lot of people say, I wish I knew as much as you guys knew, but it's because we've looked up so much stuff. Like that's really it. We get the book and we look it up. So the essential oil desk preference has a sinus spray in it that you can do in your sinuses, but Thieves will be a game changer for chronic bacterial infections. So you can take it orally. I would be diffusing it for sure, like while you slept to get in there, but then I would look up the sinus rinses listed in the book and start to use those to help flush that out. And then if you've done 10 rounds of antibiotics, you have got to replenish with prebiotics and probiotics. So like the master formula and then doubling up on the Life 9 is crucial, because you're going to end up with leaky gut if you don't have good gut flora. And though antibiotics they save lives, they really do. We give them a little too often and they kill off everything, the good and the bad. And so it's important to use them only when absolutely necessary. And then anytime you use them, you need to be taking a probiotic with them, but take it at least 2 hours apart.
We are recording it, but also I'd like to add to that. I had a different issue for years, and I was on antibiotics for years. What I switched to and what I've been doing for 12 years, well, not 12 years, since 2012, I'm really bad at math, 10 years, is I take Interdefense every single day. And Interdefense is Thieves and oregano. I don't know if you're familiar with that supplement. It is my game changer. It is the supplement that I give to everyone just because it made such a big difference in my life and my ex-husband's life. He had chronic sinusitis. He had sinus infections like 5 times a year before Interdefense. And since he started taking it daily, I think the man has had maybe 2 in 10 years sinus infections. And same thing with me. And mine was different. Mine was urinary tract infections. I started out by doing heavy loading doses of Mu Power in capsules, and it's just lots of different oregano and things like that. And then I switched, when I finished that, then I switched to Interdefense, and I take it every day. I take Interdefense in the morning and I take Life 9 at night. And sometimes in some seasons I take Life 9 twice a day, but I always recommend to people who have any kind of chronic issue to do Interdefense, even like multiple times a day,
yeah,
if needed.
Okay. So yes, you will have access to this recording. Inner Transformation with Essential Oils is a great book, and it walks through transforming things. Amber, if you've been doing some of this, I always say if it doesn't seem like it's working, you need to either change up what you're doing or the frequency that you're doing it or the way you're doing it. So if you're, but it's going to be gut health related, because at the moment you have leaky gut if you've been on that many rounds of antibiotics. So you're going to have to focus on gut health. It's just going to have to be crucial. And then it's consistency of what you're doing. And then, like we said, start to look at, is there anything you're putting on or in your body that's contributing to the toxic overload stress, so that your body it's so busy fighting off toxins that it's overloaded with, and then it may not be able to handle what it's coming in contact with.
Well, the other thing to also think about, I mean, I started out my whole journey to natural living with a naturopath, and I started out with my diet before I knew anything about oils. And he told me anything chronic, which I mean, I know is true now, almost anything chronic has to do with your diet. It probably has to do with a food sensitivity. For me, it was gluten. If it's sinuses or ears, it's usually dairy.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know how much dairy is in your diet, but that may be something to consider.
Yeah. Lauren says she puts salt in a food processor with tea tree and rosemary. I think that may be the EODR blend it talks about, because I know it has rosemary and tea tree in it. Yeah. And you may need to add some enzymes, but again, start with those basics of master formula, Ninja Red every single day. increasing the Life 9 that you're taking. And then the master formula will add in the prebiotics, which is really important as well, since you've been on so many rounds of that. Any other questions? Okay, thank you guys so much for coming. When it takes a little bit for the recording to show up, when it does show up, we will have it available. And then again, you can message either one of us directly, or whoever invited you onto this call, you can message them. We appreciate you guys being here and hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.